Hello, drawing one. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a good 4th of July day off. I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and get started with our sketchbook assignments this week. And this one is the first one. And of course there's the second one, which I think was a lot looser. And it's kind of nice to know that you can do that kind of thing. And you know, art does not have to be realistic per se. I mean, most people appreciate that, so it is good, but art can also be more abstract, and it can be looser, it can be tighter, you know. All right, let's go on to look at our work. I gotta clean this up. Hold on a second. So I had a little bit of a mess there. We kept losing power. Go on and off, and then, you know, I had so many things going. Okay, let's look at these sketchbook assignments. So here is Abby 1. And one of the things I wanted to have like side by side. Yeah, hold on, I think I can do it. So between the two, you know, you could see, you know, a professional artist's work, and then you can see exactly where the shadows go, where we've got something more of like an edge. But of course, this is practice. And you know what's really interesting to me is this highlight here. You know, of course, it's a drawing; it's not real, so I just kind of wonder where that came from. Maybe this was a drawing of a clear marble and light got through the shadow. Do you know what I mean? Like light is coming through it. Anyway, going back to Abby. So let's see, Abby, you've got a nice range of values here. You might have wanted to like this shadow right here. Remember how we talked about they kind of go off into the distance opposite the light, and it reflects, you know, it's like the shape of, similar to the shape of the object. And so this one works really well. And this one, it just needs to be flatter, like going toward this direction, like perspective. And also your shadow, I mean, I see people doing that. So in the photograph, I would have interpreted it that way as well. But, oops, the shadow is usually solid, a solid shape, because it's, you know, an object blocking the light, unless, like we were just talking about, light is coming through that object. Okay, so enough of me going on and on and on about this. So, like I was saying, Abby, this looks awesome. I see you using your eraser to clean things up, and that's very cool. So nice work on that one. And the second one, I appreciate that, you know, your artwork, it has that looser feeling, that more relaxed feeling of the example in the video. And yeah, this is interesting right here. Okay, so it looks like you have two shadows coming from the same object. No, that's not what I wanted to do. There, back to this. So I would interpret that as two light sources. So there's one coming from this direction, you can see is creating this shadow, and there has to be one coming from this direction, making this shadow go, you know, like diagonal down. And then we've got a shaded side, even got a darker shadow underneath. So there's a lot going on in this example, even though it does appear to be, like I said, a little more casual, a little less sharp. But yeah, I think you did a good job here, Abby. You figured out all of those shadow and shading and the deeper shading. Only thing I could say is maybe this should be more curved, you know, the bottom of a cylinder. But great work. Okay, and here is Haley's. And I see in Haley's very clearly that she saw this shadow like I was seeing it, like it was as if it were a photograph, you know, because it had that light area in there that's not from someone's imagination. It's referencing a real object. But it looks great. Your shading looks great. I love how smooth it is from dark to medium to light to even white. So you got a really kind of special one of those edges, as they say over here. Awesome, awesome. And whoops, I keep hitting it too hard. There's Haley number 2. And she figured this out as well. So I think that this is really, it's a wonderful way of showing how you've begun to see how to do a drawing in process and seeing what that's supposed to be, you know, in the image. And I think that you guys are becoming more intuitive with that. And, you know, really taking apart exactly what it is that you're seeing. So this is beautiful. That curve right there makes me so happy, Haley. You know how I feel about that. And then this is Ivy's. Ivy did add some edges here. I'm guessing she probably wanted to make it look like a cleaner edge. And I think that's okay. It works. But like on something like this, on this edge, it would be actually lighter. So that kind of stands out. But I love your shadows, your cast shadows here. Probably could have seen a little bit of one here, but that's just me being picky on this as a drawing. I know it's a practice, so I'll calm down. Okay, next one is Remy. Remy, I see like a shadow across your image, so I'm trying to not use that in my interpretation. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just a shadow. But yeah, Remy's got some strong outlines here as well, so might want to watch out for those. Only on the lighter side of an object, just if you want to have that illusion that it's more realistic, that it appears more realistic. And I can't quite tell about how you did with the ground shadows here. So maybe that's something that you could work on, make a little darker. I mean, not for the sake of this assignment, but, you know, to think about for the future. And here is Remy's second one. He did a great job figuring out that crazy shadow. You know, I think I would have looked at that and thought, what? So it takes a minute to figure out how something would appear in perspective. So we're talking about rays of light and directions of shadows. So yeah, this looks very good. I think we could have just had maybe a lighter edge on the light side of the object. And that's about that. Okay, let's see. We've got to go to our next assignment, which is the charcoal still life. And this is Abby's first one. So we had 3 progress photos and a final. And I think we looked at working from a photograph. Or no, maybe it was just a drawing that we found online. And I thought this would be a good one. Of course, I forgot to put it in the folder, but that's okay. And then here she's using her charcoal to add a little bit of value, dimension, depth. Awesome. And it really starts to, she said, I think she said that it really, she feels it like she's starting to see in her work the dimension come forward, and you know, she's enjoying that progress. So I'm pretty happy about that too. And then this was a great way of finishing it off. It looks almost like you know, a drawing from 200 years ago for some reason, you know, because I don't know. I've just seen things like this, old drawings like this, where the light is just by candlelight, and you know, you see all these shadows on the walls, and that's what I'm talking about. I wasn't sure about this object here. I think you drew it and then didn't erase this line, and then we're trying to figure out, or either that or it's a bite out of an apple. No, I think it's supposed to be eggs. But anyway, that's really the only thing I noticed. It looks awesome. And your shadows all going the same direction. So exciting. I love it. Okay, here's Donovan. This is Donovan's beautiful home. And then here's his contour drawing. And I think this is good. You're paying attention to the shapes of things, and that was kind of difficult to draw. But the only thing I would say right off the bat here is your curves. So I see you've got a curve here and a curve here, and that's correct. You would also have a curve here. So this comes forward, the cap. You would have a curve here, and you would have a curve here. Same goes with your candle. So think about the lines that go across. If it's a curved object, cylindrical, or it's a sphere even, it's going to be every horizontal is going to have a curve to it. So everywhere you go across. So if you see what I mean? But I'm so proud of you for getting some good paper and doing all your progress photos. That is great. I'm happy. Okay, so also not sure about this. Number 1, I'm not sure that that's charcoal, and even if it is, I don't see any blending to indicate you know, that you're shading with purpose, with dimension. So like, for example, if the light is shining from this corner down here, we would have a dark side of this object. We would have a shadow on the ground. And we can even look at you see that? We can look at the lighting in your photograph. See the light side? So you would go all down that one side and make that a lighter value, or even use white. And then here's your, you know, where your shading is, where your shadows are on the table. So I see that you're noticing all of these things, but with your shading skills, I would like to see that improved. Because I know, I mean, I think sometimes we think that we know what we're supposed to do to make it work, make it look realistic, and then I want you to go forward. You know, I want you to advance in your skills. So I think I've seen you do a little better than this in previous weeks. So if you wanted to work on this, here's a tip. You could just blend, you know, like the dark side, make it a darker side. And on the light side, you can erase a bit, and then you can blend. You can go through and blend so we don't see all the lines. Okay? That would be a pretty quick fix. All right, here is Haley. This is Haley's arrangement this week. We know all her favorite drinks. And this is a good photograph because you see how she captured, you know, a highlight on the edge of the bottle. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. It's coming from all directions though, so. But we can use that information from a photograph when we start to draw. So here she's got all her shapes. See some subtle curves. This one looks real nice. This one's a little straight. So we always got to keep watching for that. Don't miss those curves. I love how you're doing your tape border, Haley, so you can break the plane is what I'm thinking. I love it. So this is really interesting. I like the frame around it, but I don't know if I understand these lines. You know? I was a little confused about that. But look at those. She's made those curves a little more pronounced. Curves look good. We've got some shading. We've got different values from light to dark. Okay, cute. Very nice, Haley. Okay, here is Ivy. So here's Ivy's beautiful, colorful photograph. I love this. It's like a product photo. So cute. Nicely composed. That's what they say. And then, maybe I mixed up the order of these, but this is... No, this is your second one, because then you added in a background. Here I can see your dark side, your light side. Yeah, I think I would have struggled with placing those shadows as well, because isn't it weird how the light is coming from down here, and so the shadows are going that direction, and it's like you're thinking about what direction and what angle they're going. So I absolutely love that. Hold on, isn't there one more? Yes. And this one must have had just very different lighting, but I think that your shadows really work, especially in reference to the photograph. So I love your darks and your lights. This has nice dimension, nice curve. Sweet. And then next we have... Oh, that's it. All right, I think that's everything, isn't it? All right, only 17 minutes. Pretty amazing. My best ever. Thank you. All right, everyone. I hope you have a great week. Let me know if you have any questions about feedback for either of these assignments, and I'll also put some, I'll send you some notes in the grades. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.